This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Mark Martin has put the Nextel Cup leader a lap down. Spin, turn 4. Tony Raines, the DLP Chevy, and there is the first caution flag of the day. That may be very good news for Jimmy Johnson, who just went a lap down. He may get a free pass.
If he does, though, this is the perfect pit scenario. Scott Wimmer in the 4 is still on the lead lap. They'll pit him first. If you get the free pass, you can't pit to the second time by, so it's going to work out perfect. And Tony Stewart in the 20 car, holding his own up there in 25th position, probably will stay out to get right behind the pace car where they'll have as much time as possible.
So there is no conflict in the pit, as right in front of Jamie McMurray, Tony Raines takes a spin.
That doesn't look like a lot on that replay, but let me tell you, that's a whole lot when you're following it. Oh, trouble, we got the
Johnson.
48 around.
The point leader spins at turn 4.
Nobody hits him yet.
He got the tap in the back in there from the 40 car.
Caution's out.
That caution will be good news, though, for Denny Hamlin in that 11 car, because he will get the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap, which will put 14 cars on the
48's got quite a bit of rear damage, but it's all below the rear spoiler. I don't think it's going to have an effect on the car.
This is the left rear, guys.
He's got the 40 car under him right there. You see the 40 car gets a little bit loose, and up the hill he goes right into the 48. That was that little wiggle just like the 11 had, except the 11 had nobody beside of him.
And again, Johnson takes a wild slide as Friday and keeps it off of both walls.
And just to update the fans that maybe joined us late, our points leader, Jimmy Johnson, there's where a lot of the damage came from David Strimmy again in the 40 car, down earlier when we had those long green runs.
Car in the wall, turn 1, Yaley.
You watch, we've had 140 something.
Slow it down, babe, slow it down. He's up high.
We've had 140 some laps of green flag racing, and now you watch how many cautions we have over the next 140 laps.
Well, this is 3 cautions in 18 laps. Debris in turn 2. Jimmy Johnson spin, and now this cruncher by J.J. Yaley.
Have I ever mentioned that cautions breed cautions? I didn't know if I'd ever
seem to have heard that. Bobby Labonte is the good fortune recipient of the free pass. Look, 3 cars ahead from Casey Kane.
Whoa, he gets in there a little high, and boy, that thing snaps around with him. He's got one of the, he's going to need some of his product now. That's pretty good little lick.
Yaley, again, hard into the wall, turn 1. Caution is out. A succession of bad luck for J.J. Yaley. They thought they had that car pretty well fixed, and now it's pretty well more broken.
I'm anxious to see who gets this free pass. I was watching that race between Jeremy Mayfield and Jamie McMurray in the 26. They were battling hard, anticipating a caution would come out, who would get the free pass.
And we're told it will be Mayfield, the outside pole sitter, who will get back on the lead lap. And yeah, they were racing hard. Mayfield was sideways off turn 2, trying to keep Jeremy behind him, or trying to keep Jamie behind him. Jeremy did not get a great restart, and Jamie was all over him for the 16th position, and the first car 1 lap down.
And I tell you, these cars at the very front, like Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Jeff Burton, I don't think they're liking all these little bitty green flag runs. You know, you're not getting into a window where you can make it without stopping again, and you're not getting into a window where you've got enough laps on your tires. We keep seeing guys at the back come in, like here comes Kevin Harvick and Ryan Newman coming on the pit road, but these are cars that are at the back of the pack as far as lead lap cars.
We had 3 cautions in 260 laps. Now we've had 3 cautions in just 26 laps.
Did DW mention cautions breed cautions?
I believe he did. I believe that may be all for J.J. Yaley today.
be hard to drive that thing with no rear spoiler and that left front bowed in like that.
Car's a mess.
He has torn that man's car all to pieces.
Is 11th, so he would have a ways to go to get the free pass. These two fellows are going to fight it out for it.
Yeah, Johnson's car is still.
Oh, turn 3, a smoker
good.
and a car in the wall. Sadler. And another caution flag within 30 laps. The car that went up in smoke was
car.
Kevin LePage.
49 car, I'm sorry.
So the 49 car looks like maybe lost an engine. Possibly Sadler got in oil. Now LePage gets in his own oil.
He was, I believe, trying to go to the garage, Larry. And when he locked up the brakes, slid in his own oil.
Yeah, and the 38 car is pretty much destroyed.
So this car is not blown up, but it put a lot of fluid down. And the caution is out for the 7th time. And again, we have that question of who gets back on the lead lap.
I think
we shall not speculate.
No, but I think if you come and top off now with the way this race is going with cautions, you could work on making it to the end.
And Jeff Gordon now 8th. Having dispensed with a bunch of lap cars. Still a ways to go. Greg Biffle now 9th. Casey Kane 10th. Smoker in the back straightaway brings out the caution, and again it's LePage. A lot of flame on that car that time. Going down into turn 3, cut it sideways and it blew out.
Guess what? I don't dare who mentioned a free pass, but 2 cars that was in front of the leader, Reed Sorensen in the 41 car and Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car. Here with 80 laps to go, they are back on the lead lap.
And with only, that's going to put 20 cars on the lead
We're the
lap.
lucky dog. What do you think?
Well, that thing is just, the radiator was hanging out of that car earlier. And that's oil fire right there. Of course, you use a heat exchanger where the radiator and oil cooler are together. And that looks like a very similar failure right there. Back on the lead lap earlier in the race.
But you know, Darrell, we had Jimmy on our trackside show the other night.
Turn 4, Robbie Gordon around. Caution is out. The Mapei number 7, new sponsor for Gordon. They make flooring adhesives and other construction equipment. New co-major sponsor for Robbie, who spent most of this week racing off-road in Baja, California.
I think he's blown out all 4 of his tires, a couple of them from spinning and the other 2 from just spinning around.
4 tires back to better pit.
Now this is where it becomes a tough decision. It almost mirrors the Busch race yesterday. These cars have not been on pit road in about 45 laps, but of those 45 laps, almost half of them have been under caution, but we're going to have about 50 laps to go, and then we're sitting here with basically 20 cars on the lead lap. It's almost a mirror of yesterday.
Time for a big decision by lots of crew chiefs. As you see Robbie Gordon way up by the wall at the top of your screen, and up in the loose stuff, around he goes.
Seen him up there a couple of times today. Now he just lights them up to try to get going. Here comes the leader, and you just see him spin the rear tire. Got to stay up high. Come on, Bob, tell him. Oh, he got loose off at 2 that time.
Side by side, 3 to go.
McMurray got loose off of 4.
He can get him back, though, because he's so good if he'll run that line right there.
McKenzie's going to clear him coming off turn 2. Jamie wants to fight back. McKenzie to go up in front of him.
Come on, but you can pedal back on the outside.
2 to go this time by.
And while these guys are doing it, here comes Harvick in the 29 back in the picture.
Hey, you want to talk about somebody in the picture? Look at the back of our picture right here in that Lowe's car.
48, Jimmy Johnson.
He can see the leader.
Where did he come from?
We got 3 sets of teammates up there in the top 6.
2 Roush cars, 2 Childress cars, and 2 Hendrick cars. 2, 4, 6. And it'll be white flag over Matt Kenseth this time by.
Well, Jamie may not win the race, but he gave it a valiant effort.
And he'll sleep well tonight.
Yes, he will. I finally turned the corner.
He made a statement today,
Yes,
him and that whole race team.
Good job. Kenseth's car was just too good.
Matt Kenseth, if he can make it off turn 3 and 4, he's going to chop into that points lead of Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, that's a great job on the Matt's part. Way to go, Matt.
Loose off 4, but Matt Kenseth wins the neighborhood excellence 400.
And Jimmy Johnson comes home 6th. That's amazing.
From 19th starting position, Kenseth the winner, and Jamie McMurray drove his heart out and got his best race of the season.
A lot will be said about that drive by Jimmy Johnson from the back, making up a lap to 6. But remember, McMurray started this race in the rear too because of the engine change.
But he never spun out all day.
This is true.
That's a pretty exciting finish.
Really was.
I'm happy for Matt. He's such a great guy.
It's his second win of 2006.
Well, the burnouts here now, they make me nervous. Remember when the 16 car Bethel, he can't get her turned around.
Yeah, he burned out into the wall.
Yeah, he backed it up in the wall.
And all the killer bees are up on the wall to salute their driver.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.